What's going on, everybody? ODC here, and I'm back with another action figure review. Today's review, we're going to take a look at the Marvel Legends Deluxe Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. Now, this is a figure set that I have been waiting for, oh my god, since the Toy Biz release. And while I actually have the Toy Biz figure still, which I'll do some comparisons with the bike, because for some reason, I don't know why, but I can't find Danny. I don't know where he is. And yeah, this is really the Ghost Rider I've always been waiting for. This is the Ghost Rider. While I did kind of grow up with Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch was always a better design. The bike was a better design. I thought Danny Ketch's design was better. To be honest with you, I didn't think that we were actually going to get something like this. I thought that we were just going to be getting just the figure itself, not the bike. Maybe get the bike later. Sorry, I got dog hair. There's dogs. I have 4 of them. Deal with it. But he comes with rolling wheels. He comes with this multiple display stands. He comes with this back one to make it look like it's on the road's on fire and stuff like that. The wheels are shooting out flames. It comes with a front tire effect. It comes with this hiking up effect. There is some stuff that you do have to put together with the bike when you get it, like the front portion of his bike, the handles, the foot bar. I'm not a motorcycle guy, I'm more of a car guy, but so if I'm not saying things specific from a technical standpoint on it, then that's probably why. But I'm going on too many tangents. I just need to focus on the figure at hand here. The sculpt of the bike looks really good. Let me get Danny off of here really quick. Sculpting of the bike looks really, really good. And this really does port in there, but we'll get to that in a second. The bike itself can stand on its own. And it doesn't even have a foot brake or anything like that, which is pretty astounding that this can balance. Well, I had it balanced a second ago. This can balance on its own if you put forth some sort of effort. Like it was literally just standing a second ago. I hate that I just said literally. But here are the back wheels. They are a translucent wheel. They are not interchangeable. They don't come with extra wheels or anything like that. Not that you would really need it to, but the bike, like I said, translucent wheels, and it's got this like flame design, and it's sculpted into the tire. So it's almost like the flames are the treads, which is really cool. And there's the front one, as you can see there. Looks really, really good. They did a really good job on this. The sculpt work for the struts and everything on the front look really good. And there's even some inner workings for the bike right here. And it actually is a silver plastic, which looks really good. So it's a silver plastic piece that kind of connects to this piece. It's multiple different pieces here. And it just, I don't know, man. They just really put some time and effort into this bike, and I'm very, very pleased with it. I don't know. I guess growing up, I always thought this looked like a crotch rocket to me, and I thought that was kind of like his look. But now that I'm like a little bit older, I guess it looks a little bit more like a cruiser bike, not like almost like a chopper that Johnny Blaze had. I don't know, but I always just pictured him on like a crotch rocket. So I don't know. There's more sculpted detail down here as I still go off on tangents. There's the the Hasbro stamping right there. Sorry if I'm a little stuffed up. It's allergy season, and you gotta love it. We've got his tachometer here. This is his what you call it, his gas tank plug, if you want to call it that. But we got speedo, attack. I think that actually that's attack, that's a speedo, and that would be like fuel, I think that says on it. It even says fuel on it, which is really, really cool. And there's even mileage on there. That's insane that they went that route. So really cool stuff. I like this bike. I think they really did a really great job with the sculpt and detail. It could have used maybe a little bit more paint, but to be honest with you, does it actually? We've got some brown leather which is just a brown plastic for the seat. The handlebars look really good. There's some painting for the handles right there, which looks really nice. There's some like worn damage going throughout the front of the bike. It's just super duper well done. Super well done. So looks really good. Here are the flame pieces. This is the back portion. And there is some paint going throughout, which looks really good. They didn't overdo it with the yellows or the orange. It's just like, it's like a perfect amount of paint. And that does keep his back tire steady. So if you want to have him down, you can. Now let me locate front tire section, because he also comes with front tire flames that can go like that, which looks pretty cool too. So you can have it like that if you want. You can flip it around and have it like this, I guess, if you wanted to. I don't know how much sense that makes, unless it looks like he's doing a burnout, which would technically only come from the back, but it's really meant to be like this. Let me just swivel that around. It does take up quite a bit of space, so bear with me. I might have to go to the I might have to eventually go back to my old school look for my reviews. And then this piece is if you want to have the bike up in the air and like a wheelie. And that just simply plugs right into this piece right here underneath, which looks really cool. And you actually want to have it like this, the opposite end, so you can have it up, which is awesome. It's so simple and easy. These ideas, it's very simple, simplistic, easy design. We do have this, and I don't know if this is like a missing piece or if this is supposed to plug in to this so you can have him kind of with his feet up higher. That's what I'm assuming. Although, you know what they say about assumptions. You know, undersea's dark territory. Anyway, I'm willing to assume that this is meant for him to get up higher on the bike. So he's got more of like an elevated or more dynamic look while he's on the bike. Let's get him on there and see what we can come up with here. But it looks really, really good. So yeah, there you go. There's more of a, let's get that ankle working. He is a stiff gentleman. Get your head out of the gutter. Sorry. But it looks really, really good. Very well done. Very, very well done. I love this. This is so good. This is such a great display piece. I want to say maybe this might be Marvel Legends figure of the year right here. And biases aside, like, people have been waiting for this Ghost Rider forever. Like, forever. And he is on an all-new sculpt, which is really nice also. So I would assume that he's going to get more than one release. That's at least what I'd like to assume. Let me get his chain out of here. So, like I said, he does come with some accessories. They are limited, but like I said, he does come with some. So he comes with an extra pair of fist hands, which I'll get for you. I'll reiterate here. He comes with one fist hand and then one open gripping hand. So specific left open gripping hand, and the fist hand, which has the knuckle dusters with spikes on there. Looks really good. And then you can plug it right into his hand if you want to. It is a nice tight fit, so you don't have to worry about anything popping off. You can get them like this, and then take this other trigger hand off, which is actually just more of a gripping hand, to be honest with you. And then you can have him kind of like, I'm going to ingest your soul. Look into my eyes. face where he's like choking somebody. You know, he's choking somebody and he's like, "You look into my stare. Yes, you will." Looks so good. And then the chain going across is a new sculpt as well for him. He does have the proper and accurate spikes on the shoulders. A lot of people thought that the Johnny Blaze that was released, I want to say in recently within the retro card, I saw a lot of reviewers and a lot of toy collectors trying to state that that's Danny Ketch, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's not Danny Ketch. Danny Ketch is an entirely different look, while similar in color scheme, very different in look. He's got way more spikes. He is far more 90s looking as opposed to 80s looking. It's even 70s looking. I'm sure down the road they'll probably release the blue Johnny Blaze, but I've been Johnny Blaze to death. Like I have 2 Johnny Blazes, and that's enough for me. I've never been a big Johnny Blaze dude. I've been more of a Danny guy. So, but the figure looks really, really good. The leather biker coat looks really nice on him. There is all new sculpting in here, so you can see the flap going across, and then the big pop collar with the flames coming up, and then you can see his neck is actually painted. It just looks so good. And the all-new head looks really good. It looks very similar to what Danny looked like in the comics. So good. This is definitely my favorite iteration of a Ghost Rider. It's just so 90s. He's got the big, like, what was it? Kind of like taller biker boots. The very specific biker boots. The pants even feel all different on him. He is pinless, so you don't have to worry about that, but just kind of take it in, man. Take it in, man. But even there's actually some brown going throughout the face sculpt, which looks really good. They did a very good job on this. Very pleased. As far as his articulation does go, I already showed the articulation on the bike. The figure, his head can swivel at a full 360. If you really want to push it, I guess you could. If you want to have him doing some creepy stuff like, "I'm gonna eat your soul." You could do that if you really wanted to. I'm not going to, but it's there as an option. He can tilt his head a little bit, so if you want to get him in that confused dog look, whatever you want to do. And let me just double check that. He's got very minimal jive turkey, so I'll give him a gobble. That's it. The arms can go up about that far, and those are pretty much maxed out T-pose right there. Arms can go down. Let me fix that. There we go. This one's a little bit more fluid than this one. It's very, very stiff. He does kind of have a butterfly joint, but it's so stiff, it's almost like it's not even there. Same on this side. Like, it does move. I don't know if that's intentional, because I don't see a butterfly joint in there that I can see, but if it is, then I stand corrected. He has a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow on both sides, obviously. He does have a swivel at the wrist. He does have a hinge joint, and it's a lateral hinge joint on this side and on this side. And then he has lateral hinge joints on the gripping hands as well. So no verticals, which I think would have actually kind of helped with some looks for him on the bike, but it's really a minimal thing. Ab crunch goes forward, goes back. He can do the twists, full 360. He can do the splits. That's good enough for Danny. Legs go forward. Legs go back a little bit due to the hindering of the rear end. He does have an upper thigh swivel, a double jointed knee. He does have a boot rotation. Pointy toey, pointy heely. That's about neutral. That's about all the heel you get, which I would have liked a little bit more heel so you can really get him on the pegs much better. I almost would have preferred pegs sticking out of the thing so you can pop them into the peg hole at the bottom. But he does have ankle pivot and 2 partridges in a pear tree. The other accessory that he does come with, and lastly, this is his, flaming chain, which looks really good. I'm not sure if this is reused from Johnny Blaze. I think this is quasi new, but it has a handle right here and then a connecting point right here, which matches up with the chain going around his bandolier style. So that looks really good. I like the flames. Like I said, it does kind of evolve from the yellow point of the flame to the red and orange. It just looks really good. So very well done there with all the accessories. Now let's compare the old bike to the new bike, which is right here, and wait until you guys see how much of a difference you're getting here with the old versus the new. Now, I'm going to do it with the flames on because the original had the flames on the wheels already. And here is the old Toy Biz one, which mine's seen some playability right there, as you can see. I gotta say, from a sculpt standpoint, this has much more sculpting going on. This does have rolling wheels, and they're just plastic wheels. And they also have wall mounting points, so you could have him like riding up a wall if you wanted to. So if you still like the Toy Biz one, I think it still holds up. I just think the bike is a little bit small, but you can do way more with this new one, even though you can't really mount it on the wall. I just think the size is a little bit small. And that's not really a huge knock against it. I'm going to have to move these flame effects and just compare them like this, because you can see right here. Maybe I would have liked these little block off plates for the, I don't know, the ram piece, whatever you want to call that. But I think they did a really good job as far as a new, updated, more in scale look for his bike. And then there's the back of the bike. And then, as you can see, there are some differences between the two in design. But he does have these back pegs right here. So there's that, which he did not have in the frontal region, which this does have. So there's that to point out. So I guess if you wanted to have him, this is why I always thought he had a crotch rocket. And correct me if I'm wrong, but because the pegs are in the back and he would kind of lean forward. And I think that's why mine are droopy D's, because when you're on a crotch rocket, you got to like put your feet back and like lean forward into the bike. So I guess as far as getting him into that dynamic pose, you could. And let's see if he looks, way too big for this bike. So if you just want to get the figure, yeah, it's already starting to look a little bit too big. Like he's on one of those little bikes. Even the handle. And I don't have the right hand here for this, but I'll just try to give you an envision. I guess use this ab crunch, hike him back a little bit, and then he's kind of like riding the crotch rocket like this. Like, So I guess if you use photo manipulation, you could do stuff like this if you wanted to. Obviously, you switch the hands, but you get my drift as far as that goes. So there's the comparisons with the old bike. And now moving on, we'll do some other comparisons. We'll bring him back into focus here. And here we have him with another Marvel Legend. There is Vulcan. And then we've got obligatory Duke, as always. And we got to bring in Mr. T-800. Why not? Get this big arm down. There you go. Now you can actually see him. And then we'll bring in my Jada Toys Invisible Man. There we go. And next we'll bring in HBK. And we'll bring in Captain Rex. And we'll bring in the Hulk. Why not? Bring in the Hulk. There you go. You know, you got one half of the, you know, that short run of the 90s Fantastic Four. You can go that route. Get Spider-Man and Wolverine, you're all set. But I think it looks good with this Hulk. Even though that Hulk had like a shirt on with a tie and a hat, I think. But you get the drift. All right, so my final thoughts on this awesome Rider series Deluxe, whatever you want to call it, Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. I mean, I can't. Let me adjust my camera first. I can't not give this a 2 thumbs up. I think this is in that same category for me as the Deluxe War Machine, which is one of my all-time favorite Marvel Legends releases, period, from Hasbro. And I think this is right up there with him. This might be, dare I say, it might be a top-tier figure for me in my collection. This was a huge get. I think it's priced around $50 or $60, something like that, depending on where you buy it from. But with the flame effects, with the extra hands, the chain, the standing piece right here, this is everything that he comes with, including the bike, everything I think that he needs. He doesn't really need anything else. Maybe an extra head with like the penance stare would have been really cool. Like he's projecting, shooting stuff out of his eyes. That would have been amazing. But I think the articulated jaw is really cool. That's been seen on, you know, Johnny Blaze Ghost Riders, excuse me, in the past. But this has really always been my favorite version of Ghost Rider. And I'm probably pretty accurate when I say that the majority of people that collect Marvel Legends have been wanting a Danny Ketch. And we almost got a Robbie Reyes before we got a Danny Ketch. Like, that would have been blasphemous to me. But this is a awesome release. I think a beautiful piece of artwork, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody who's remotely into, I guess, 90s Marvel comics and looking for that very definitive look for Danny Ketch. And I think this is a much better release than the Toy Biz one, but it's kind of hard to compare something from so long ago, like like mid to late 2000s, to a figure that's almost 20 years its senior, you know. It's really, really hard to compare that. But I have to say, because that was the last release for Danny, this is far better overall as a package. I think proportions are better. Sculpt, I want to say, is probably on par, but articulation, range of motion, atomically correct, and scale-wise for the bike, I think it's just fantastic. There's some things that I would have tweaked here and there, but it's few and far between. And I love the fact that you can actually get the bike up in the air. That is awesome. They could have just went the route of just giving you this and just having the flame effects, but giving you this piece really does give you some awesome ways to display him or take photos. You know, I know a lot of people love photo photography with action figures, so there's that. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this, hands down. I think it's probably in the running for best Marvel Legend of the year. And yeah, go get him. I know he's readily available per the date of this review, so you can pick him up on Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store or wherever. You can get them. So with that being said, that's going to be itch. That's going to be itch. No, I don't have an itch. But that's going to be it for me. I do have memberships down in the description box below. So if you guys want to be a Jive Turkey and join the crew, you can. I do have some nice perks up there. I'm going to be adding a second tier to the memberships very shortly. A little bit of a cheaper tier, but we'll see how that goes. But other than that, if you don't want to do that, you can just simply subscribe. If you like the content, you can hit the like. Even if you don't want to subscribe, that's perfectly fine. Dislike if you didn't like the review or don't like the figure. And leave a comment down below. It helps me break that algorithm, helps me, reach more people, and helps the channel grow even more. So thank you to all the subscribers, and thank you to my 2 members, Terry Turner and Woodman29. Thank you so much for your support. I really, really do appreciate it. And you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys on the flip side.